Hey everybody, this is Darkside Elite here, and I want to do a pretty quick video. Might be a little bit longer because some really great news has hit me, and I just got hit on it with on Twitter with through a few of the sources that I listen to, and it seems that they are going to move forward with Annie Muschietti as the director of the Flash movie. I'm very very happy with this. I think this director can do a really great job. He he assured that it's not going to be a horror movie, and I think that if they um, he has proven himself. Let's get it down to basic facts here. Let's get it down to basic facts. Okay. Um, Sorry about that. So let's get down some basic facts. He did the New Line Cinema version of It, the reimaginings of It, and that movie made buco amounts of money. Okay, let's just that cannot be disputed. Okay, it is a horror movie. It seems that Walter Hamada wants to get a lot of New Line directors. That's perfectly fine. I think that he wants to try to keep it in house. That's perfectly fine too. The only thing I want is I want a director that has some passion for the role, that can work very well with Ezra Miller, who wants to do this movie. This is something that Ezra has been working on for a good, very long time. I think that with a good, strong script, that this will be a great movie. Um, Now this could turn out to be hot trash. That's perfectly fine too. But I think that Andy, with the passion brought to it, with how he was able to get those kids to be kids, and also to get that relationships and those connections that built the losers club in that movie, is something that I feel that he can actually illustrate in for the Flash and build up with Barry Allen and everything else. Um, Now, I pulled up a website. I will put it up down on the description, and I hope that everyone will read it. I don't trust this website very much. They do a lot of stupid news. However, this is just news to illustrate why I think this is a really good idea. And I think Christina Hodson will do a good job too. Now, I see, like I said, I saw Bumblebee. I think she did a really great job building that connection and the relationship between Bumblebee and Carly. Now, I don't know what she did for Birds of Prey. We have to wait till that movie comes out. However, that's a different level of movie. So I want to see what I want to hear a little bit more about how Christina came with this role. This is my anticipated DCE movie, flat out. I know I talk a little bit about how the differences of certain actors and everything else. Now, what Ezra Miller does of the outside of what he does behind outside of the camera, I don't care. I don't care. That is his life. He lives his life the way he wants to. And I think a lot of people should start to realize that. Everyone has their own personal lives that they want to do. He's not grandstanding it in front of you. He's not forcing you to he's not forcing you to like him. What he wants for you to do is appreciate the fact that he enjoys this character. He loves this character. He feels he has a lot of respect for this character, and he wants to play this character. And I feel that that's something that we should also applaud to. If you don't like his interpretation, that's fine too. But you can't say Ezra Miller's interpretation of the character was wrong, because that was not the interpretation that even he wanted to do. And you could get that from how he didn't want he didn't want those last directors to do it. They wanted to do more of a laugh fest comedy movie. He said, I don't want to do that. He got Grant Morrison to help him with the story treatment. So that tells to me that he wanted to do a certain story, and he got that to the point where, and we don't know what type of contract he put up, but it must have been a strong contract, because he's still playing the Flash. So right now he's still with WB. He's doing the Fantastic Beast movie, and he's gonna do this one. So that should end all questions that he's gonna play the Flash. He's gonna play the Flash. and he's putting a lot of emphasis on this character. He helped with the science. He helped with a lot of the understanding of how the Speed Force actually works, and he gave a great level of physics and understanding of physics that gives the Flash his powers and how he does certain things. So that's what I care about. Someone that has the level of passion to want to do something of that caliber is loads. Now, again, however you feel about his interpretation, that's perfectly fine. That's all you. However, we should be very happy with this because if Andy Muschietti is going to do this movie, he's not going to get touched. They're not going to bother him. That is a straight guarantee. And and now we know he can work very well with a minimal budget. It looks like it was a big blockbuster movie. That movie was made for like $20 million. Or what? The first It movie was made for $20 million. They actually gave him a bigger budget, and they gave him way more leniency. So they say he made a longer movie. He actually utilized as much of the budget as possible, and everyone's very, very happy with it because he got four big name actors in the movie, other than the guy who's playing as Pennywise. So Bill Skarsgård, more than Bill. And we know that he's bringing back the other actors because he's utilizing the filming from the first movie to put into this movie because he knew that it's going to take long for him to get this movie out and they're all going to physically change. So he honestly rather film all the stuff he needs and then let the kids go do whatever they want. If they grow out of everything, he'll quickly do a bunch of reshoots and be done. So then he can add those extra scenes for the past, so it doesn't look like that. Hey, wait a minute, why does the kid look different? No, it's stuff from the first movie. So he filmed it very, very smart. We gotta wait until we see chapter 2, but it already looks like it's going to blow everyone's expectations. I am stoked for this. If he got me to want to look at it again and get the second movie and want to go pay for this, I'm going to be happy about his Flash. And I think that they want to keep it more in line with anybody who does New Line and they could break those big box office records like he did, then they're not gonna mess with him. Now, I don't know what Dave Pena or Chris Wong or Movie Marks or how DC Film Hub how they're interpreting this, but you can get it from me that WB isn't going to leave him alone. They're not going to mess with him because they know that one, he made close to $800 million he made a lot of money. He made a bunch of money off of the first It movie, and that is stupid. That is stupid. That was one of the biggest horror movies of the year. A clown movie. So if this one, and this one looks like it's going to break another set of records, I have a huge feeling that it's going to be bigger. They're saying it's 3 hours long, and I have a huge suspicion we're going to say, oh, I don't know if they can sit through 3 hours. No, if this movie is that good, you're going to sit through 3 hours of it. I don't care what anybody says. The only one person that says he can't sit through 3 hours of it is unless you're scared of clowns. Then I don't know why you're going to go see this damn movie. And if you're willing to pay your hard-earned money to be frightened your head off over a clown, then he did a great job to get you to go watch his movie. Flat. I don't care what anybody says here. That is the most coolest thing you can ever think of, because if he was capable of making a movie in the 90s that was so cheesy, so corny, but it was so iconic because of Tim Curry, and Bill Skarsgård did as much justice to Pennywise, and he didn't want to stamp all over Tim Curry's interpretation and give a new breath of life to the character, then I think that Bill Skarsgård is going to have a huge future. He's going to have a huge future. And I think that in all honesty, Bill Skarsgård should stick. I mean, WB should just hire this kid. Hire him, keep him at WB, have him make movies with WB. Of course, he goes off to other production companies. That's perfectly fine. But I think that if there's a DC movie, they know that he can work it well. Get him in that one because he can play these type of characters and get people to want to watch. Don't give him anything that's stupid out of range. Give him something that will work very, very well with him and give him that passion that want to do it. But let's get back to Andy wanting to do this movie. Now, from some of the things I also heard that Andy was going to take a break after it too. He wanted to take a small break. He wanted to refresh his batteries. That's fine. Give this man as much time as he needs because I have a feeling that Ezra is going to be doing a one. He's going to be doing Fantastic Beasts, and he probably do one other movie. So right now he's going to take his time to get that story straight, get that script nice and tight, how he wants to get it done, and WB is going to leave him alone. That is going to be that is the gist of everything I'm trying to say here. WB is not going to touch Andy Muschietti movie. The only way you're ever going to hear that is unless one, they're hearing back behind the stage stuff that Andy is not getting things done. And that's BS because he's willing to do. He's able to work with a minimal budget, and he knows what he needs, and he's gonna know what he needs for this movie. Now we don't know if the story's gonna involve Reverse Flash, or if it's gonna do the Rogues, or if it's gonna be just a personal backstory, and his first villain is gonna be Jim Bob Plumber #4. We don't know yet. However, this should be great news because they're moving forward with the Flash. Ezra Miller has confirmed he's going to do the Flash, but we didn't know who the director was because Andy was in talks, but nothing was confirmed. And I said I'm waiting until the moment it's confirmed. The moment they named him, I made a video. I put a video out. It's up on my channel, and I talked about why I think Andy Muschietti is going to do a bang up job, a phenomenal job with the Flash, and I think that he will do a great job. I think that, but we should wait until It Chapter 2. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be a huge hot mess, but anything can happen in that movie. It could throw you off in certain aspects. That's perfectly fine. But how he set up the first movie and how he set up this movie, I think that this movie is going to blow everyone out the water, and I think that he's gonna do a bigger universe with the whole It movie. He might show the turtle. He might show the world on the turtle, and if you've ever read the book, you know who I'm talking about. You know about that turtle. So I cannot wait for that. I truly cannot wait for that. I think that this movie is going to be phenomenal. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. Sorry about that. I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. Now, again, this is on comicbook.com. Now, let's see. Okay, so it says director Andy Muschietti scored a breakout hit with his remake in the Stephen King's It, and poised to soon put another box office win under his belt with It Chapter 2. Hit Steelers. Now, if you guys understand, one of the biggest draws he got me to want to watch this movie was literally he brought in oh my god, I'm my boy from Charles Xavier. Oh my god, hold on, I gotta pull him up. I have to know his name. I have to remember it. James McAvoy. The moment they got James McAvoy to play as the older version of Bill, I was set. I was done. I knew he can elicit that level of emotions. He can easily snap. He can easily show rage. He can easily show turmoil. He can go from that to, he can show multiples of emotions in seconds. And I think with Bill's character and the way they built Bill in the first movie, James McAvoy has this in the bag. He has this completely in the bag. Split made everyone realize how phenomenal of an actor he really is. Everyone said, "Oh, he was great in Wanted because of this." I didn't care for Wanted only because I was sick and tired of the Angela Jolie as trying to be this big budgeted action actress, and she's not. She's not a physically imposing actress when it comes to action adventure. I'm sorry, she's not. She is attractive. However, she, in my personal opinion, she kind of went downhill certain ways. But That's what everyone thought the movie was. Hawk thought the same way. Me, it was Split. Split made me go, dude, this guy's a phenomenal actor. My God, how he was able to switch personalities and switch demeanors and switch how people talk, dialect, everything. He just switched it like on a dime. It was like, wow, it is a great actor. It's a phenomenal actor. So James McAvoy, done. That's how he got me. That's how he got me with this movie. Okay. In fact, Warner Brothers has been so happy with Muschietti work, they have given him the director's chair in the DC Flash movie. No. Okay. I think that this is a lie. I think that it was Walter Hamada that went to WB and told them that I think I got a great director for this movie, but let me talk to him because I don't know if this is something he wants to do. Now he probably went to Andy and he told Andy like, "Hey, this is a movie I think that you have a great leg on. In some aspects, it does do a little bit of horror. It has a great level of science fiction. You have a whole universe to play with, and this and this and this." He probably laid down so much, and Andy didn't want to do it at first. That's probably why he was in quote unquote talks. But what I think is that when he talked to Ezra Miller, he probably talked about the stuff that he wanted to do, and I have a feeling that because I think that Ezra Miller was the biggest draw on this when but this is what I think. Now we know that Ezra, sorry, excuse me, we know that Ezra has a huge, and this is the word here, he has a huge a stake in this movie. This is something he's been wanting to do for a long, long time, and you really think that they're not gonna have Ezra meet up with Andy Muschietti? They're gonna talk. They're gonna talk and figure it out because the main actor has to feel that director. Like this is the director that he wants to do the movie with. And if he got Daly and Goldstein off of this movie because he didn't like how they were the ideas that they were bringing to the table and the affliction of what they wanted to do with this character and how they personally felt about this character, then that should tell you volumes that this is going to be an Ezra Miller movie. So that's why I feel that Ezra Miller talking to Andy probably sealed the deal for both of them. Like, hey, nope, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he wants to do, and he's willing to work with us. So I'm in. So that's how it probably happened. That's how I think it happened. I think that it wasn't the fact that that Warner Brothers just gave him the director's chair. I think that because of the thumbs up from Ezra and the thumbs up from Andy that he feels that this is the type of movie he wants to do, then that's probably what sealed the deal for this type of relationship. So possibly, but I think that that's probably what happened. Ezra Miller and Andy probably went, "Yep, this is it. This is what we want to do." Okay. If there's any doubt that Muschietti would be taken on the Flash, can now be put to rest. I already knew the moment they said that he was in talks, but I didn't want to say nothing. I had a feeling that he was going to take it, but I think that he wanted to wait until after It Chapter 2 before he did anything. But I have a feeling that because of the positive buzz and the positiveness that he's getting from WB, that they're going, wow, this movie is phenomenal, and how much of a reaction that everyone's getting from the trailers and all the promotional stuff that they've been doing, that they're going, no, this guy, no, okay, yeah, there you go. So, and he went, okay, and I have a feeling that's why he took the role. I mean, he took the director's chair too. The It director has confirmed that he'll be tackling the Flash as his next cinematic project. Muschietti was doing an interview with Fandango for It Chapter 2 when he directly asked if he was indeed directing the Flash. He confirmed with as much with a yup, and even offered a brief tease of what appealed to him about the Speedster hero story. Hint: don't expect a horror themed Flash movie. Yeah. No, because there's only a handful of villains that actually will give you a horror aspect. I mean, him being chased by the Black Flash is a horror in itself. I mean, but he isn't. But I would do that in the first movie. I would do that in like much later movies. And I would say that Andy should do maybe one or two of the movies. Let someone else have it. But when one comes up and it's his third movie, he has 3 movies in his contract. He could do 2 movies and walk away from the third one and let someone else handle it. But when the one that he wants to do in the sequence comes up for a horror aspect, go get Andy and let him do a horror one and with Ezra, and watch how many people are gonna flock to that movie going, you're gonna do a horror aspect of the Flash? Sign me up. And they're gonna watch that movie. Guaranteed that will happen if he wants to do it. He says, what captivated me about The Flash is the human drama in it. Muschietti explains, the human feelings and emotions that play in a drama. It's going to be fun too. I can't promise that there will be any horror elements in it, really, but it's a beautiful human story. Yes, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I feel that he understands, because he could direct human drama very well, very human emotion, because if you watch the first It movie, how he was able to show the relationship between those 7 children and how they grew to become a force to fight against this demonic clown killing innocent kids in Derry, then that to tell you that he can understand how to do the human drama of the Flash, because you're getting Barry Allen having to deal with having his powers being separated from humanity, because humanity is so slow and so detached from him. He doesn't know how to be able to interact with it. That was something that Zack Snyder was trying to build in Justice League. Sorry, that's exactly what he was talking about, because he couldn't understand why this and why that. Most of that brunch crap, that was all Joss Whedon. But he was trying to show that Barry Allen felt disattached from humanity, because everybody is moving so effing slow for him. He can't see how can he interact with this, because he's moving at such a hyper speed. He doesn't know how to do it. So I'm very happy with this. That kind of cheese leaves the door wide open for what kind of Flash story DC films will be telling. Christina Hodson, who did Bumblebee and Birds of Prey, is handling the script of The Flash. But with so few credits under her belt, it's hard to identify what kind of narrative signature she'll be bringing to the table. Bumblebee managed to mix heart, fun, and spectacle, so hopefully Flash can do the same. No, I don't want her to do the type of writing that she did for Bumblebee for The Flash. No, I think that if she was going to do The Flash, she needs to make it a fun spectacle, but it should be a fun spectacle, but it should have a lot of tension. That's what it is, because Barry having his speed, especially against certain enemies, it depends on the enemies, but you need to make it feel like it's tense. It's intense, and it's explosive. So it's like there's a lot going on. It's like there's so much going on. You're just like, what the heck is going on? That's The Flash. Okay. But I'll give it a shot. I mean, Christina Hodson, I think she did a great job on Bumblebee. I will literally say that she did a great job with Bumblebee. But Birds of Prey, with some of the stuff I'm hearing, I'll give it a shot. I will definitely give that movie a shot. All right. So the previous DC Extended Universe films of this Flash movie drew upon the famous Flashpoint storyline in the 2011 comics. They're not going to do that. That story sees Barry Allen use his speed for selfish ends, going back in time to prevent his mother's murder and save his dad from a prison sentence. This act creates a new DC Universe timeline in which the supervillain characters are remixed into new roles that threaten the world's balance. In the end, Flash must sacrifice his personal wants to restore a universe that, while not perfect, is better than the dark alternative. The issue with Flashpoint is that it's an event story that may feature Flash, but also an entire Justice League's worth of DC characters to cover. While it may be good for giving the DCEU a much-needed reboot, they're not going to do it. And I'll answer it right after all this. It wouldn't necessarily be a kind of beautiful human story Muschietti describes. Then again, Hodson is already knee-deep in several DC movie projects, so interconnectivity may indeed be what the Flash is going for. Okay. This is the reason why I don't like comic book news. Kofi Outlaw. If you're hearing this, which I know you don't, I know a lot of people are not passing this off to anybody else, but you need to give up that reboot thing. They're not going to do it. They're not doing a reboot. What they're going to do is they're going to separate it out, and they're going to do solo movies from this point forward. And eventually they're going to probably do a Justice League movie. Now, they're not going to reboot, because if they reboot, that means they have to reboot all types of elements. Now, Matt Reeves' Batman, that's in a different timeline. And I don't mean like timeline, but I'm saying it's in a different decade. It's not in the current decade. That wouldn't make any sense. So I wouldn't put a tribute to that. I wouldn't even say I wouldn't do that. So I don't think they're gonna do a reboot. They're not gonna do a reboot. They're gonna just see what works, and they're gonna slowly build maybe an interconnected universe. But right now, they just need to make some good films and get some money in the coffers. That's all I think that he should do. I think that the one thing they need to really stamp on is, are they going to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman? That's the one thing. If they say that they're going to bring back Henry Cavill as Superman, that's it. They got a universe. They got a universe, because one, Henry Cavill is not getting any younger. Two, he's gonna get picked up for a lot of roles, and he needs to have another Superman movie under his belt. He has to. Okay, before literally he's gonna become so busy from doing other things, he's not gonna be able to he won't be able to do a Superman movie. He's gonna put other stuff on hold, and that's a lot of money that he's gonna lose. So I think they need to get that Superman movie into pre-production. They need to get into pre-production. Quit this crap with we don't know. Well, we're no. Give him what he wants. Make it fair. I would say every actor that's in their roles, and this is my personal opinion, every actor that's in their roles, give them a producer or executive producer credit. Let them have some say on these movies, because that's more than anything that Marvel's giving their actors. That's way more than any of them. Now, we know that Margot Robbie, her production company is helping with the Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad. So she's having a good amount of say about some of these movies too, but the movies she's in. So why aren't we doing that for Jason Momoa? Why aren't we doing that for Gal Gadot? Why aren't we doing that for Ezra Miller, or hell, even Henry Cavill? I think if you do that, and people are starting to, acknowledge the fact that, hey, this, and this, I think that they're going to have enough to really work out the kinks and possibly get either a Snyder cut. But I think we're going to get the Snyder cut regardless. I think we're going to get that pretty soon. And I think that once this is out and everyone starts to really, when that starts to get out and that really gets people more riled up and more happy, I think that that's when I have a huge feeling that Ben might come back. I have a good suspicion that Ben might come back. Now, I think by Ben being away for a while and getting his head back in the game and getting some movies under his belt and making his own passion projects, I think that will get him back to that level of happiness in him, that if they present to him another Batman movie and say, hey, you know what, we want you back as Batman, we want you to tell your side of the story, we already finished Matt Reeves, but let us tell your side of the story, here's what would you like to do. I think that's what they would do. And in all honesty, we don't know what Ann's gonna do. We honestly don't. We can only speculate, and I don't know what the rest of these guys are saying. Like I said, DC Film Hub or Common Movie Marks or even Chris Wong or Dave Pena. I don't know what these guys are saying, but I personally believe that Ann is going to look at the whole bigger situation, look at the problem that they ran into with Zack Snyder and the whole situation that revolved around the Justice League, and I have a huge suspicion that she's going to see it as this was money left on the table. And she's gonna realize that we have to find a way to get this Snyder cut out, because one, we need to garner the fans. Two, we need to settle this once and for all. And three, we need to see, is Zack Snyder movies that biased? Are we really seeing unbiased journalism by these people? Because if they're going to be unbiased, then they're not judging the movies correctly. And if they are being biased, then we have a much bigger problem. Be- because because if they're not going to be fair to Zack Snyder, but all these other movies, I mean, you could judge a movie however you wish to judge it, but if you're seeing that big of a huge divide between the critics and the fandom, then there's something going on, especially when you get pundits who's supposed to talk in the same level as the fans, but they're talking in a level of bias that really splits the fandom even further, then there's going to be a bigger problem. And I think that's where Anne is going to look at, and she's going to really work with Walter about it. And she's going to try and visit the Snyder Cut, because let's face it, we heard a lot of the story says that she hates Disney. She hates Marvel. She doesn't like a lot of the stuff they were doing. So she's going to do whatever the heck she can to try to make as much money as possible, but keep it fair to the directors and keep it director friendly. So if she can see that the Snyder Cut, and I know I'm turning this into a Snyder Cut situation when it should be about the Flash. However, this will all come back full circle. That if the movie The Flash, with what Ezra Miller wanted to do, and Andy does take a lot of those elements that Zack Snyder built, and it works, then I have a huge suspicion that a lot of you're going to see a lot of directors start taking a lot of the Zack Snyder, what he was trying to build with that universe, and orchestrate it into their universes. And if that works, then Anne's going to go, look, we got a universe here. We get a huge universe here, and we could thank him. And Zack's going to be like, well, I didn't really do anything, but hey, okay. No, you did. You gave us a universe that we could have built upon easily. We didn't have to, you could have told your story, but we still could have said that happened in universe 3015. Here's the prime universe where you still kept Ben as Batman. You still could have kept Henry as Superman. You still could have kept out everybody as in their roles, but you still could have moved forward with a lot of the stories. You could have aged Ben down a little bit more. All that stuff was makeup that made him look older, but he's young, and he could have still been playing Batman right now. But they didn't do that. They were trying to etch that money out. And I mean, I understand they had to make money, but the bigger problem is that they left money on the table. So the whole factor in all of this is we got to see how Andy's going to come at this role. We got to see this type of story they're going to write and they're going to orchestrate. Now, I don't know what Christina's going to do. I don't know what she might do. She might do something that feels like it's in the same vein as a Wonder Woman type of movie, as a Wonder Woman type level of a script. And I don't mean like the third act debacle. No, I mean that Wonder Woman is a strong movie all the way to the third act. Third act fell apart for me, but that was me. So I don't want her to do something like that. I want her to keep to the core of what Barry Allen is, his story. And if you're going to do the Reverse Flash, do not make him the first level villain. Make him the overarching villain, that he's there, but he's good, and he's gonna come in the third movie. And I like how they were doing that in Shazam. Shazam is building up that Black Adam is coming. Black Adam is gonna be coming to Earth, and Billy needs to be prepared, because Black Adam is way beyond his league. Even though he basically gave up his power into 7 portions. So that's what, 5 other portions. So he has his family. So we have to see. We truly do have to see. And I cannot wait to see that. I cannot wait to see what they build from this. So, it's already getting about 30 minutes. I don't want this to be any too long. So yes, comicbook.com did the Flash movie confirmed as director Andy Muschietti next project. I cannot wait. I am so stoked for this. This is my next anticipated movie. I love Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman. I still think it's a really good movie. But in my personal opinion, Aquaman from beginning to finish is a much stronger film, because it's there's no departure. It's going. You understood what you're getting throughout the whole movie. It's going to be a huge, gigantic spectacle. So throughout the movie, to me, it feels like it was exactly what it was supposed to be. Wonder Woman felt like it was going to become this, and all of a sudden, the battle between Diana and Ares was completely different than anything I've ever seen before in my life. That did not feel like a battle between two warriors. That felt like a battle between Magneto and Wolverine. I mean, what the hell am I watching this for? This is stupid. This is like an X-Men movie. Why am I watching this? Uh, and I mean, I all I care about for the Flash is you keep it to the core of the story. Whoever the villain is, you make it feel personal. Like this is going to be a personal fight that Barry has to deal with, and also it might be an origin story. So this might be his first villain ever having to deal with on his own. How is he going to deal with this? I don't want him to have a team. I want him to figure it out for himself. We already have a TV show, The Flash, that's pretty much called, it should be called The Team Flash, not The Flash. It should be called The Team Flash. But again, I don't want this to be too long. So like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Please let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what would you do? Do you think that Andy Muschietti did a really great job with it? And are you going to watch the movie? Are you going to watch chapter 2? I have the first movie. I love the first movie. I can sit down and watch that movie again tonight if I wanted to, but I just don't want to because I want that movie blasting. I want to hear the fear in their eyes. I want to hear the music. It's just, it's, oh my God, I love that movie so much. But I cannot wait to see how he does Flash. I am stoked. I cannot wait. I hope you guys enjoy. You guys have a great night. Bye.